Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new season and a brand new name of this podcast, Off the Record. Guys, how about we get started today? So, let's talk a little bit about the just recent NFL draft. So, we saw first overall, Bryce Young to the Carolina Panthers. How are we feeling about that?
I think it was a really good pick by the Panthers. Now, I would have liked them to take a more prototype player like C.J. Stroud, but I believe that Bryce Young is the best available quarterback, and he was the most pro ready.
Yeah,
I think they put him in like a great situation. I know the Panthers are rebuilding, so obviously they're gonna get weapons around him. They
Yeah.
just got they got Adam Thielen.
Dylan Miles Sanders.
I think they drafted a wideout, maybe two in the second or third round. So I think the Panthers are looking good for him.
yeah. So, what other people from, like, especially the first round of the draft, like, that you guys think was a huge takeaway for that team? Something that caught your eye?
Now, I know the Texans got C.J. Stroud at number 2, but I believe their biggest pickup was the third pick, Will Anderson, because
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryan's the new coach, is trying to mold his defense, and I think he fits that exact prototype of like a Nick Bosa type player who could just rush the quarterback off the edge would be something very special for that team.
Yeah. And speaking of need a receiver, I think the Texans, they kind of need somebody for Stroud to throw it to, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mm. I definitely think like the Texans got like he's a franchise changing player. Like he was an animal at Alabama. I think the Eagles got the like steal of the draft with Jalen Carter at 9.
Yeah.
People keep saying, yeah, he has the off field issues.
Yeah.
Like he looks like a monster, and I know like if you put him on that Eagles D line too, with like Fletcher Cox still there,
Brandon
Yeah.
Graham.
Brandon Graham still there, and Jordan Davis. Like I think he'll do fine.
Yeah,
I think
that
he'll-
whole, like,
Yeah.
that front seven is just it's still going to be ridiculous this year, I think.
and they got Nolan Smith too at the end of the.
Yeah, and just keep
30,
building
so.
the defense back up. And they lost a lot of people, like they lost Sue, Lindell, Joseph, and they just keep building it up with different players and rookies who are ready to compete.
All the Georgia bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the whole defense. So we'll get to that in a little bit. So what else about the drafts? A lot of people were surprised to see that 2 running backs went in the top 12 before a receiver went at pick 20.
Yeah, that's good.
What do we feel about that?
I mean, I think the Falcons got to steal a running back. I think he's going to be great. But it's just crazy not seeing a receiver taking like top 6 because we're just kind of used to that by now.
Yeah.
I think Robinson is like a superstar. Like people are saying he's gonna be top 5 rushing. I could see it happening.
Yeah.
Especially with that Falcons team. Like they're gonna hand the ball off a lot to him. But the pick at 12, people were saying he could have went in the early second round even. And they
Yeah. I was surprised to see the Lions do that. Like, even especially after they traded DeAndre Swift, I feel like they definitely could have waited. Because they had a pick at 19, I believe. So I still think he probably
Yeah.
fell there.
He probably still would have been there, and a lot of people could have said it been a reach because they could have been like looking for like a offensive line or like a
Yeah.
more defense because their defense wasn't the best last year. And same thing with the Falcons because they're kind of like rebuilding, but they just need that star to complement. You know, they still have like Cordell Patterson, they still have Drake London, some other players
Yeah.
to help him
Kyle
learn.
Pitts, yeah.
Yeah.
Pitts, yeah, who was forgotten last year a little bit.
I know.
So
He's had such a down year to be honest. But
hopefully he'll get it going for fantasy viewers out there.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, let's talk about the Seattle Seahawks for a second. Man, there is no excuses for Geno Smith this year. Those 3 receivers, Lockett, Metcalf, and now Jackson Smith. I mean, it's almost guaranteed there's going to be somebody open every single time. You know, it's just, and especially since Geno got a 3-year deal from Seattle, he'll be there. I mean, he's got a lot to prove this season, especially with the receiving core that he has around him, you know?
yeah, he had such a great year, and don't forget they even got that other corner now, the Witherspoon.
Didn't they get another running back too in the draft? I want to say in the second round or
They might have. I'm not 100% sure, but it's just
Yeah.
like,
I'll look.
Seahawks have 2 lockdown corners now, even with Tariq Woolen and Witherspoon, and now
Yeah.
their offense looks amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Just like you can have one guy in the slot, Tyler Lockett on the outside, DK Metcalf is tall.
Yeah. And even when you want to run the ball, it's like you got Kenneth Walker back there, you know?
Kenneth Walker too. So they're gonna be looking really good on screen passes too. Even
Oh, yeah.
They're rebuilding that Legion of Boom, and they still have great players all around.
don't forget they also have Jamal Adams on that team, which I always forget about. But
Yeah.
he'll be healthy too this season, so it'll be cool to see. Oh, Bobby Wagner's back too, isn't he?
Yeah,
In Seattle?
I think he resigned a couple of weeks ago too. So
That's
Yeah.
actually huge for them.
I mean, yeah, they should compete with 49ers, and I mean, I don't know if they're gonna win the division, but they should come pretty close to winning it if they
Yeah.
don't.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the 49ers, they're a really good team, but we'll see we'll see what happens with their quarterback situation actually this year. But Seattle and the Niners, I think, are the top two in the West. So.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. So let's talk a little bit about Lamar Jackson. Frank, you want to open us up?
Sure. So, when he started off his trade me request, I didn't think he actually meant it. And what was it? A couple weeks ago, he got paid 5 years, 260. I think 170, 180 of it guaranteed. So that's a lot of money. And Hertz actually got the bag before him, like 2 years, 250. So Lamar got 10 more million, and I think the Ravens. I've been saying this all last season. They really just needed him. He is their guy. He's their main flow of the offense. Everything goes through him basically, and now they could finally take a next step forward and try to get reclaim that division.
I know people are saying the injuries are a big thing with him. Like he's been missing like a lot this last season and the season before, but I mean it's like he wins. He wins so much. Like he's like 40 and like 13 win-loss ratio or something like that. Like, he wins so much just because he's so fast and like nobody can figure out how to stop him. So I mean like and now you have him now you got Zay Flowers on that offense because like Hollywood Brown's gone. But now he has a new number one, yeah, and he has Odell too. And Mark Andrews is still there, so I mean he has weapons now. So like it'll be fun to see like maybe another MVP season to be honest.
And everyone kept saying, "Oh, he can't throw with precision. He can't throw with accuracy." He keeps getting better every year. Every year there's a question. Every next year he answers that question and just keeps getting better.
As long as he doesn't get injured, I think definitely he could be in the running for another MVP season.
Yeah,
maybe even a Super Bowl.
And even
Ravens.
Even last year during the playoffs, like when they had Tyler Huntley, they almost beat the Bengals. Like they were like a fumble away from tying the game, something like that. So, I mean, with Lamar, they're going to be a much better team. And I think they got a new offensive coordinator too. I don't know his name, but he should be able to help out with the new additions to receiver.
Yeah. All right, guys. So now this is exactly what Nando wants to talk about. We are here. Aaron Rodgers is going to his team, the New York Jets. Nando, open us up.
Well, we finally have a quarterback after like 14 years suffering. But now I think the Jets look promising because it's like the only reason why I'm like excited for the season because like we won 9 games with Zach Wilson and Mike White as a quarterback, and we missed Brees Hall for like 13 games.
Yeah, he was rough. Well, he got down week 4, week 5.
Yeah. Packers, he got hurt, and now our whole team is back. Our whole line is good again. I mean, the only thing I'm really worried about is just the injuries and like the team because like I think we look really good on like paper, but like if like they can't stay healthy, I really don't think Rodgers is gonna be able to like succeed. But I mean, I think he's gonna play at his MVP level still. Hackett's there for everyone.
Yeah, he's got a lot around him. I mean, his wish list pretty much happened.
He had a bucket list.
Yeah, he got Randall Cobb, he got Alan Lazard.
Sorry we couldn't get Odell, but I mean, I'm sure you'll be fine with Wilson there.
Garrett Wilson is good replacement for Odell.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna do good too. It just all depends on I think their cohesion and how much he actually wants to put in time to work with the receivers. And then also you mentioned the O line's good, but I know Becton has injury problems, and so some other players. So it all kind of depends if people go down. Can they get enough people to protect Rodgers? Because we know he doesn't like getting hurt.
Yeah, we know Aaron Rodgers doesn't like getting hit. But the defense for the Jets, though, is probably still going to be really great. Speaking of that, during the draft, when Christian Gonzalez was still there for when the Jets were on the clock, I thought for a second, I was like, man, Sauce on one side, Gonzalez on the other. That'd be kind of nice, you know?
No,
Two young guys, but didn't happen.
I'm not mad at what the Jets took in the draft. It's just like edge rusher, just like we took the McDonald.
Yeah, he was a good player.
He's an edge rusher. But I mean, like we still have DJ Reed with Sauce,
Yeah.
so I'm happy with it. It's just I hope just like they just play well again and like they don't get hurt. That's it.
Sauce will continue to get better. Like he has a really high ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
And what do you guys think about the Packers? What they got out of that? Like they got a second and another potential second or first, depending how much Rodgers plays.
To be honest, I think the Jets won the trade.
As of right now.
As of right now,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it with the Jets, just because I want to see how Aaron Rodgers does, especially since we all know he's getting up there in age. But like Nando said, I do think Aaron's going to play really well. He has a pretty nice team around him with Brees Hall coming back and stuff. So he'll have a good passing game. And
I'm hoping he plays more than one season though. If he plays one season, I'm hoping he plays 2 or 3. I'll be happy with 2, to be honest. But
Yeah,
if he could get 3.
He's been talking about retirement for multiple years now.
So
So
he said he was like 90% sure he was gonna retire, and then Hackett was like the big reason why he wanted to come here.
yeah, before like the darkness retreat or whatever afterwards, but
yeah, I'm more interested to see like how long he does end up playing for.
yeah, and then also the other team, Green Bay, I want to see Jordan Love play, see if he is like the next guy. Like I know he's not obviously Rodgers like, but I want to see how good he is and if he can lead an offense and
Yeah.
the Packers can still get to 8 to 9 wins with him, stay afloat in that division.
Yeah. So speaking of the Packers a little bit more, so now that Aaron Rodgers is gone, it looks like Jordan Love to be the guy. They also did draft Sean Clifford.
Oh, a fifth round?
Yeah, I think so. From Penn State. Do you think he could go out there with Love and try to compete for the number 1 spot?
No, I'm gonna say definitely no. I heard he did take Rodgers' old locker, which is tough, but
Yeah.
he was okay at Penn State, but he's nothing. I don't think he's anywhere close to being competing for the job with Jordan Love. I think just Jordan Love's better talent, and Sean Clifford's just more of a raw talent, and he could develop, a couple of years, but it's gonna take a lot more time for Sean Clifford.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Packers, I feel like they're just declining as the years go on, especially with the loss of Rodgers. They don't have many receivers left.
I don't know, but they could develop their receivers if they have.
They could.
I feel bad for Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
He's been there.
He's still a really good player. Him and AJ Dillon, they're a good
Yep.
combo.
Yeah, and they have Christian Watson.
Watson.
He's probably their best receiver right now.
Yeah. And did they lose Tanyan or is he still there? Do you guys know?
I feel like he's still there. I think they resigned him. But,
Yeah, but I mean they still
I'm not a
they
hundred.
still have a solid offense and solid defense. And the Bears are still rebuilding. The Lions are they're rebuilding enough, but they're still young. And then the Vikings, I think the Vikings are declining as well.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins getting a little older every year, pretty much. So.
And that actually goes right into our next topic. In the NFC North, the Detroit Lions, who are really starting to build a great team and definitely can make a deep playoff run, especially with the NFC, which is weaker than the AFC.
Yeah, definitely.
Because in the NFC, you normally have like those top teams every single year. And then in the AFC, it's like a jumble for the 6th and 7th seed.
Yeah,
last year. Yeah, so the Lions, their defense is getting a lot better. Williams was suspended for 6 weeks for gambling. They traded DeAndre Swift to the Philadelphia Eagles, which is why they got Jamar Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
My favorite thing the Lions did was they took that safety from Alabama, Brian Branch or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah.
I believe they did. That's
Yeah,
my
I think
favorite.
so. Who did they take in the first round?
They took Jameer Gibbs and they
Oh,
took
yeah.
Jack Campbell. a linebacker out of like Iowa, I
Yeah.
believe. So I mean, their defense is getting better, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't like in the offseason how they let Jamal Williams go. I think he went to the Saints. I could be wrong.
no, I think you're right. That's
I'm
But
pretty
I mean,
sure.
he had what did he have like 15 touchdowns for him?
Yeah.
It's like he had a touchdown basically every game, and you just
Yeah.
let him walk. I mean,
Yeah, I was surprised to see that. I mean, him and Gibbs could have been really good together, you know?
I kept him to train the young running back and kept him developing. Question for you guys: do you guys think Jared Goff's a long term solution for the Lions, or you think they should move off him?
I say yes. I think he's really like solid. I think he's good to be honest. I hate Jared Goff slander. I think he's like good. If he could do good on the Lions, like he might have like a down year, but I think he's good.
Yeah. Since the Lions are starting to build up this team, I'm going to agree with Nando.
Mhm.
I want to see how Goff plays this year. If he runs another season like he did last season, which was really good,
Yeah.
I think you definitely keep him for long. Like you sign him to a pretty long term contract. So
I agree with what most of you're saying, but like he is number one pick. He has the talent, but I just really can't see Jared Goff beating like a team like in the playoffs like the Eagles or like a 49ers or like, Cowboys. I just think they need a higher ceiling with their quarterback. Like they did draft Hendon Hooker,
yeah.
who could develop to be better, but I just think
Well, at least if Goff does happen to go down during the season, they do have Hendon Hooker, especially.
It's like I think Jared Goff is really good. It's just like when you try to like see him beating other teams, it's like you can't really imagine it just because their teams are also so stacked. That
yes, maybe I'm being a little biased towards him then.
Yeah.
It could be that, but it's also like his weapons. Obviously, he has Jameson Williams, but I mean, like
Yeah.
besides that, isn't Amara the same Brown?
Amon-Ra, yeah.
So like that's a good 1-2 punch. I mean, like it just depends on how they do this season.
And I just don't like how they traded away Hawkinson too last year.
I forgot about that.
He's
Yeah.
still like 25, 26 years old. Why would you dump him off for, a pick?
I want to say they like signed or drafted someone, but I'm not sure to be honest.
They-
But
they
I mean,
could have
I think they
got
got like a
a replacement.
replacement, but I'm not sure
But
who it was.
I don't think they're gonna find someone better than Hawkinson.
Oh.
That's my main thing about it. Like you should keep your main core together, especially when you're rebuilding.
Yeah. Yeah, but I definitely think the Lions, like, early prediction, but I think they'll win that division. Just by the look of the NFC North, I think the Lions are the best team. Yeah, and it's been a bit because the Packers have just ruled that division, but
a lot of people are picking the Lions to win that division, so it's
yeah.
it is what it is. See, I'm still skeptical of the Lions. I still think the Vikings and the Packers are put slightly ahead because of the coaching and the more talent for the roster.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they can all take that next step, then yeah, they should win the division. Yeah, it depends on how everyone else plays, like Jordan Love,
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins.
Did you guys see what Jared Goff said about Rodgers? Like, oh, I wish he was still here. So like he was like, I wish he was still in the division so I could beat him twice a year.
Oh, he
Now
said
that he's
that.
gone, and now he's in the.
Did you guys also see why Swift wears number 0 for the Eagles?
Oh,
Why
God.
do that?
Jake, you could tell him.
Swift wears 0 for the Eagles, his quote, because that's how many times the Dallas Cowboys have been to an NFC Championship game in his lifetime.
Wow,
0.
that's crazy. Actually,
Yeah. He's already good in Philly. Get their support.
Yeah, he already has the support of the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
It's a funny quote.
yeah. So, let's go to Philly. So, the Eagles, well, no, not the Eagles. It's Georgia's defense, Alabama's offense. Well, how do we feel about this? I think the Eagles are becoming more dangerous.
Yeah, they're getting developing more players, and they still have people to teach them, like Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham.
Yeah.
They're just getting better, and usually after you see a Super Bowl team, you see them decline. But I don't think the Eagles are going to decline much, really.
Yeah.
I know like their biggest loss was Gardner Johnson, like safety, but I know they brought in a new safety and they somehow got both of their corners back.
To stay,
Yeah.
yeah, because
Which they got both their corners and got their D line better. They still have Smith,
Yeah.
Brown. So I mean, like
They have Hassan Reddick still?
I believe they do.
Leafs.
Out there, so
He was
they're not going to be fair. Like the Eagles are just going to probably make it back to the Super Bowl. I wouldn't like be surprised.
Yeah,
possibly. And they did lose Gannon, their DC, to Arizona, and they lost their offense coordinator to the Colts. So I mean, those could be big losses. We'll see. But Gannon we kind of felt in the Super Bowl their defense could have played a lot better against the Chiefs.
Get ready for all the quarterback sneaks again this year too.
Oh, yeah.
From the Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
we gotta see if are they still getting did they still submit that claim to get rid of the sneaks or
I feel like they did, but nothing's been said about it, and like it's coming up soon. So I mean, I wouldn't doubt it if you see them doing that again.
they're just a really good team and like even to with the Cowboys like they still have really good rosters but I think that you would agree I think you would say the Eagles roster is a little better than the Cowboys.
Yeah, right now the Philly roster is a little bit better than the Dallas roster. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's just true. Little does DeAndre Swift know that he just jinxed everything. So
He could have.
You guys think the Eagles are the best team in the league?
right now,
Remember they won like 15 games straight last year, by
They
the way.
did.
So like they are like really good. Like I'm not trying to like keep
Yeah.
saying how good they are, but like they are like amazing.
yeah,
It's like I think it's just them and the Chiefs up there still. I mean like whenever Mahomes is on, like they're the best team. But like if
Yeah.
he's not on, I think the Eagles have the edge. But as we saw in the Super Bowl, when Mahomes is on, he's virtually unbeatable.
yeah, it could be a repeat Super Bowl. I mean, just by the look of the rosters, but you never know. There's always that sleeper team. Speaking of that, what team are you guys like most looking forward to like watching this year? Like other than your own?
Jake, what about you go first?
I'm excited to see the Seahawks. I want to see how Geno Smith does with that, with all those three receivers around him. I mean, personally, I'd line up Seattle's offense five wide every single time, just by the look. But yeah, I'm really excited to see them play.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Niners because their quarterback situation is crazy. They brought in Sam Darnold. They still have Trey Lance, and they still have what's the guy's name? I'm blanking.
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. I mean, it's crazy. They got three good quarterbacks, and two of them are hurt right now. So I mean, Sam Darnold's Trey Lance would have cleared soon, but Sam
Yeah.
Darnold's the one right now. But it's like their roster's like so stacked. Like they're not paying the quarterbacks anything. Like they have to make a big decision on who to keep, who to trade. And it's like they have Kyle Shanahan, who's a genius. They always finish the season with 10 wins usually, unless the one season they have like 25 injuries to their roster.
Yeah.
Like they still have Debo, they still have Kittle, they still have Ayuk. Like they
Yeah.
still have a great defense.
Well, the Vikings are trying to get Trey Lance right now. That would be really cool to see Trey Lance to Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the Vikings. They're not my team, but like with Addison and Justin Jefferson,
Oh,
taking,
yeah.
like the one spot now.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be like the main target.
Yeah.
Cool to see.
And I know there was a bunch of rumors about Dalvin Cook getting traded. I heard a couple to Miami, but obviously that never happened. But
Oh yeah.
I'm still curious to see if they're trying to get rid of Dalvin Cook or not. And also, Brian Flores is now the DC in Minnesota, so I'm excited to watch him perform and see how he improves that defense. Because when he was on the Dolphins, our defense was one of the best.
Yeah.
I want to see the Browns this season. I want to see like Watson a full season. I know Elijah Moore got traded there too, so I'm excited to see how he does. But I think the Browns are has a little something going on over there. I know they're always a solid team, like a nice 8-win team, and I think Watson.
They can
Maybe-
definitely.
No, I was just saying if he plays like how he did in Houston, he could definitely
Yeah.
take them to the
Yeah,
next level.
They could definitely get better, yeah. But I just don't think the Browns can beat out the Bengals or the Ravens. I mean,
Yeah. I don't even think they could beat out the Steelers right now.
really, the Steelers.
I don't think so.
I think the Steelers are a sleeper team to watch too. Like, I mean, you said Browns. I mean, that whole division is just crazy. Like, if they weren't all in the same division, like half of those teams would be in leaders in their division or favorites right now.
Yeah.
It's like
Like if you had to pick 7 to go to the playoffs right now, especially from the AFC,
probably.
yeah,
I
like
think I'll.
it'd be tough.
I would if I had to pick, I'd pick all four of them. Then I'd pick the Jets, Dolphins, and
The Jags.
yeah, some other team not named Kansas City or Buffalo.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely gonna be a great season. It's like the Steelers though, like you see how last year like Kenny Pickett kept getting better each year, and I think they finished the season winning I think it was winning 5 games, losing only a couple, and they almost made the playoffs, but they couldn't make it. But I think they're really going to be better this year and better coached. They're not going to have the problems on offense that they did the season before. I think now just going to perform. I think there's going to be a pretty good team.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you guys a hot take to think about.
Okay.
Buffalo Bills, number 3 in the division this year. No better.
So who's number 1 then in your?
Miami's winning the division.
Okay.
The Jets are getting a wild card. That's what I think. I know you guys could probably talk about that amongst yourselves, but since I'm not a fan of any team in the AFC East, I think the Dolphins will take it, followed by the Jets, and then because I just think Buffalo's getting worse and worse every year.
Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially after that playoff performance against the Bengals, they didn't
Yeah, that
look
was
ready
bad.
at all.
Yeah.
And I mean, they still have Josh Allen, who's top 2 quarterbacks or top 3. If you want to mention Hurts in there too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I could see that, but the only way I see the Dolphins winning the division if Tua plays all 17 games.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Which, as you guys know, the history with the concussions. I mean, he's doing yoga and some other stuff to keep his balance. But I mean, some of those you just can't really avoid, especially like when you're running for so many plays and just.
He's gotta start doing what Brady does. Honestly, that's why Brady's
Start
been
going
healthy.
down?
Yeah, like Brady's been healthy his whole career. Once he feels somebody gets him, he just goes right down. Like,
Yeah.
But
The only theory with that is the Dolphins' O-line isn't the best, so he'll be doing that like every 4th play.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they got Taron Armstrong, but they don't really have a right side.
like he can scramble sometimes, right? But like it's just like if he does get touched, then like when he's outside the pocket, just go down, don't
Yeah.
even risk it or throw it out.
Yeah.
They just gotta make it easier with him because they still have. They have Tyreek Waddle, they have Cedric Wilson they brought back, they have Chosen Anderson, Robbie
I
Anderson.
forgot about him.
He's still a speedster. I mean, they lost Gesicki, but they still have a really good track team around him, and they got the one guy from Texas A&M his speed is like .43
Yeah.
or 4.3, so it's like, and they re-signed Mostert and Jeff Wilson, so
Yeah.
they still have players around them. But Ron, do you think the Jets are going to win the division? What do you think?
Yeah. I just think I think I'm obviously gonna I'm biased. I think that's pretty obvious, but I can't see the Jets losing a lot. It's just I think Brees Hall is gonna come back amazing, and it's
Yeah.
as long as Rodgers just takes control of that offense, we actually have a quarterback now, and we can actually score a lot more points. Because our defense holds teams to under 20 points almost every game. So
Yeah. I just think people forget what Tua was doing before he got injured with the Dolphins. He had them undefeated.
Yeah.
He was going off up and down the field
Hmm.
with Hill and Waddle.
He was averaging 3-4 touchdowns a game.
Yeah.
Not barely any picks.
I mean, if he could stay healthy, I really believe Miami will just take this division.
And also, I forgot to mention, obviously, Vic Fangio and Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Huge additions to that team.
actually huge.
Who should be able to stop Garrett Wilson, you would think. Jalen
Yeah.
Ramsey can lock him down.
Well, since Byron Jones retired, I
Yeah.
mean, Jalen
crazy.
Ramsey's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And then Xavier Howard, I mean,
As long
it's pretty good.
as they don't get hurt or anything, fingers crossed. But I mean, their defense should be much better. I know last year was ranked in the high 20s, so it was bottom of the pack. But I think it should be at least top 10, top 12 defensive wise.
Yeah.
Mike White too.
Mike
I think
White,
might get a lot of playing time, just if we're being honest.
yeah, and I think they put something in his contract if he plays a couple games, he can get more money. But it'd be crazy to see if Tua unfortunately got hurt. A Mike White revenge game against the Jets. I mean, I'd pay a lot of money to see that.
Yeah.
I'd want to see that matchup. Just I want to see Mike White against
It'd be fun to watch.
with Braxton Berrios.
yeah.
To come over, yeah.
Why the Jets are there now?
I think he's gonna be wearing the first number 0 in Dolphins history, Braxton Berrios.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of people are already talking about how good the AFC East is going to be this year. But a lot of people talked about how good the AFC West was going to be last year.
Yeah.
And how good the Broncos were going to be. And then we saw what happened there. So I guess you really never know until the season starts,
Yeah.
Anything can happen. There could be a team like the Rams who just come out of nowhere and do a bunch of stuff,
Yeah, I mean, talking about the Rams, do you guys think the Rams are going to bounce back, or do you think they're going to be more of the same, like a 6-7 win team?
I think it's more of the same, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, Cooper Kupp is undoubtedly one of the best receivers in the NFL right now. But I just don't think he's got a good enough quarterback to throw him the ball. Matt Stafford, I mean, like, he's not terrible. It's just he's just getting so old and not able to.
I think they should have tried to keep Baker or
Yeah.
find a different quarterback just in case he gets hurt again because he does have some injury problems. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'll be tough. What were you gonna say, Nando?
Donald's still there, right?
Donald? Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
retire. They still have Cooper Cup, who was great 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
They got rid of Allen Robinson. They traded him to the Steelers. I'm not sure who they picked up, but they still have that Ben Cerrone kid, and they have Tyler Higbee still. So I mean, they still have good players. I know they still have Cam Akers, which is really weird because we all thought he would have been traded or released a while
Yeah.
ago. But the Rams always find like hidden gems in the draft, so you never know. Maybe they'll maybe they drafted a few players that'll develop and be the next running back or the next star receiver.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, they still got potential, I would say.
Yeah.
But I would definitely take Seattle and 49ers ahead of them. But I mean, I can see them still getting 8, 9, maybe even 10 win season.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that is going to wrap up our video here for today. I appreciate everyone who watches. Hit the like and subscribe button down below if you want. Share it with everybody. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Nando. Have a good one, everybody.